Market power, IBHL economics. Before we dive into the details of market structures, let us start with a simple question. Why can some firms change price however they want, while others have no control at all? The answer lies in something called market power. Market power is the ability of a firm to influence the price of a product. A firm with a lot of market power can raise prices without losing many customers, while a firm with little or no market power must accept price however the market determines. This matters because market power affects price, output, consumer choice, and overall efficiency in the economy. In markets where firms have a lot of market power, consumers often pay higher prices and get fewer options. But market power can also lead to positive things like innovation or economies of scale. To understand this better, it helps to compare two extremes. In perfect competition, firms have no market power. They are price takers, meaning they must accept the market price because their output is too small to influence it. But in imperfect competition, structures like monopolies, oligopolies, and monopolistic competition, firms face downward sloping demand curves. This gives them some degree of market power, allowing them to choose their price, their output level, and their strategy. In this video, we're going to explore how firms gain market power, how they use it, and what it means for consumers and society. Before we talk about market power, first we need to understand two broad types of competition that exist in economics: perfect and imperfect competition. These two categories help us compare how much control firms have over price, how competitive different markets are, and how efficiently they operate. Perfect competition um, is the most competitive market structure. In perfect competition, there are many buyers and sellers. All firms produce identical products. No firm has market power. Firms are price takers, meaning they must accept the market price. There is free entry and exit from the market. All firms and consumers have perfect information, and in the long run, firms earn normal profit, not abnormal profit. Because the products are identical and the market has so many sellers, if one firm tries to raise its price even slightly, consumers instantly switch to competitors. This is why firms in perfect competition have zero ability to influence price. Perfect competition is efficient. Price equals marginal cost. Firms operate at the lowest possible cost, and consumers and producer welfare is maximized. Imperfect competition. Now, most real world markets do not look like that. Instead, they fall under the category of imperfect competition. Imperfect competition includes monopolies, monopolistic competition, and oligopolies, but they all share some key features. Firms have some degree of market power. Products must be differentiated either through branding, quality, or features. Firms face downward sloping demand curve. They are price makers and not price takers. Entry into the market may be restricted by barriers such as patents, high startup cost, or strong brand loyalty. Because firms have market power, they can influence the price by changing their level of output. And unlike perfect competition, these markets are often not allocatively efficient because price is greater than marginal cost. In imperfect competition, firms also have the ability to earn abnormal profit, at least in the short run, and sometimes in the long run, depending on the market structure. Why it matters for market power. Understanding the difference between these two categories can help us see the bigger picture. Perfect competition, there's zero market power, and imperfect competition, there's some market power. The more imperfect the market, the more power firms have to set prices, restrict output, and influence the overall efficiency of the market. And that's why market power becomes such an important concept in IB economics. So, where does market power actually come from? The first major source is barriers to entry. These are things that make it difficult for new firms to enter a market. They can include legal barriers like patents and licenses, economies of scale where large firms have lower costs, strong brand loyalty, control over key resources, and even anti competitive strategies such as predatory pricing. The second major source of product is product differentiation. Firms gain market power when their product stands out through branding, advertising, high quality, or even just a better location. Because consumers see the products as different, firms have more control over the price. So there's four main types of market structures: perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and a monopoly. In monopolistic competition, firms sell differentiated products and have some market power, but there are still many competitors and low barriers to entry. In the short run, a firm can earn a supernormal profit. This happens when it produces at the profit maximizing point where MR equals MC, and the price it can change lies above the average cost. Because the product is differentiated, the firm has enough pricing power to earn more than normal profit, at least temporarily. But a firm can also make a loss in the short run. If MR equals MC at an output where the price is below average cost, the firm will be operating at a loss. As long as price covers average variable cost, it will continue producing in the short run, but these losses won't last forever. Now, because entry and exit are easy, the market adjusts. If firms are earning supernormal profit, new firms enter. If firms are making losses, some firms exit. That brings us to the long run. In the long run, firms in monopolistic competition earn normal profit. Entry and exit shift each firm's demand curve until it becomes tangent to the average cost curve at the profit maximizing output. At that point, price equals average cost, so there is no supernormal profit and no loss. Overall, in the short run, firms can make profit or loss, but in the long run, they always settle back to normal profit. In perfect competition, firms are price takers. They must accept the market price because there are many sellers and all products are identical. In the short run, a firm can earn supernormal profit. This happens when the market price is above the firm's average cost. The firm produces where marginal cost equals marginal revenue, and if price is greater than average cost at that output, the firm earns more than normal profit. But it won't last, because entry is easy and new firms join the industry when they see supernormal profits. As they enter, supply increases, the market price falls, and profits are competed away. In the long run, the price is pushed down until it equals average cost. At this point, firms earn normal profit, not supernormal profit, not a loss, just enough to cover all their opportunity costs. In a monopoly, the firm is the only seller in the market, and strong barriers to entry prevent new firms from entering. Because of this, the monopolist has significant market power and sets its price where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. If that price is above average cost, the monopolist earns supernormal profit. And unlike other market structures, this doesn't disappear over time. Since no new firms can enter, the monopoly can continue to earn supernormal profit in both the short run and long run, as long as the barriers remain in place. We see this we see something similar in a collusive oligopoly or a small group of firms coordinate their behavior. When firms collude, either formally like cartel or informationally through tactic agreement, they act almost like a monopoly. They restrict output, raise prices, and share the market between them. This allows the colluding firms to earn supernormal profits in the short run. And if the collusion holds together and entry barriers stay high, they can maintain supernormal profit in the long run as well. So the key idea is simple. When entry is blocked and firms control output together, supernormal profit can persist in both the short run and the long run, just like a monopoly. To see market power in the real world, we don't have to look far. Companies like Google dominate search engines, giving them significant control over advertising prices. Apple's iOS operates in a tightly controlled ecosystem with strong brand loyalty, which gives it the power to set high prices. Platforms like Amazon have huge marketplace influence because so many buyers and sellers depend on them. We also see market power in local utility companies, which often operate as natural monopolies because it's inefficient for multiple firms to build duplicate infrastructure. On the other hand of the spectrum, restaurants and cafes compete in monopolistic competition. Lots of firms beat each with a differentiated product. And industries like airlines or mobile telecom providers are classic oligopolies, where only a few large firms dominate the market. These real world cases show how widespread market power is and how it shapes the prices we pay and the choices we have every day. So, to wrap it up, market power is all about how much control a firm has over price. Perfect competition offers none, while imperfect competition, especially monopolies and collusive oligopolies, allows firms to earn supernormal profits and restrict output. Understanding market power helps us explain real-world pricing, efficiency, and why some industries behave so differently from others. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.